many of us were just in October traveling together in Vietnam, Cambodia on the Mekong River. And I would say by popular demand, a lot of people were asking about like, what's the next adventure? Pretty quickly, Lynette and I started casually chatting. And from November 25, October, November 26 was pretty much booking up to the point where we would not have been able to get what we wanted. Plus, we were doing research on trying to come up with the absolute best itinerary for this part of the country. And so it just became obvious, and Lynette helped figure out, like, okay, spring of 27, and we got the right cruise line, the right itinerary, and then created a room block for a group of folks. And that's when this all came out and said, okay, here's what we've got put together. And quite frankly, there was definitely not originally a plan of like how many people can we get together on this. It was more of a, if folks are interested, we'll get something started. And Lynette and Mark were gracious enough to kind of extend to a slightly larger room block that they could even help cover some of the rooms if we did not fill them. And so we set up 30 guests and 15 rooms. Quickly, everyone that we had sent out the invite to confirmed, almost, most all people. And at this point, we have 30 rooms committed. Wow. And so that's exciting. And then the fun part is maybe being able to plan a little bit further out and not interfere or interrupt 2026 plans for everyone's individual travels or family events. We've got it out here far enough where I think it easily, gets blocked and protected short of, other big family surprises. So Hulls, no more babies, and you're coming on.
And line Webbers too.
Yeah.
We got no guarantees.
We've already given very specific instructions to all of our kids, so you guys figure it out. So without further ado, Mark, Lynette, and Alina from Tauck, the riverboat company, love the title here, Tauck with Tuck. They just have an extra A, and they didn't figure out. So go ahead, team.
Say 10 times fast.
I'll get it started. And Tuck and Jeanette, I want to say thank you again. My gosh, you guys have you've done so well with your groups. We appreciate this so much. I think, Tuck, what is this, the fourth trip? Fourth cruise? And I will tell you, my wife and I have owned Cruise Holidays here in Kansas City for 37 years. And river cruising started about 20 years ago or thereabouts. And it has just gotten more and more and more popular every year. And you see why. You guys are the best example of that, those that you've been with, the Bettons. And I do want to tell you right now in the world, the Douro River and the Nile River are the two most popular rivers that sell out the quickest. And the rest of you on this call or on this webinar will not understand the number of man hours we have spent trying to find enough space for the group. It's just really, really hard. And a lot of that's because the Douro River is a little narrower, a little shallower, so the ships are smaller. This ship is 36 staterooms, 72 passengers. And I got to tell you, the Douro's really, really, really popular right now. So I'm thrilled that you all are have decided so quickly. I can promise you, I've done this 3 times, this exact river and this exact experience going from Portugal into Spain. I love it that way. I can tell you a little bit about it, but you've made a wise decision. We'll talk a little bit as the webinar goes on about the ship itself, which is brand new, by the way. You're going to love it. It does have a sister ship. And Tauck is always one of the very, very top lines. So if we can add another T adjective to go with Tauck and Tuck, it would be top. And it's truly one of the top of the line river cruise experiences there is, along with that prepackaged Portugal. And by the way, I don't think there's a country in the world that has higher expectation or satisfaction ratings than Portugal, simply because nobody knows what to expect about Portugal. But when you get there, you'll realize that not only is it an incredibly historic country, Portuguese ruled the world for a couple hundred years. People forget that, but it's unbelievably scenic. I think it's one of the prettiest rivers with the mountain ranges going up on both sides and all the terraces. We'll show you pictures of that. And then the culture. So the history, the scenery, the culture, it's kind of the trifecta of rivers in Europe and of countries. So you'll love it right now. And I think you probably all maybe are aware, if not, you'll be aware when you get back that the country of Portugal is becoming one of the fastest growing retirement places for Americans outside of the United States or the Americas. It's huge in expats moving there. And you'll find out why. The standard of living, the culture, the slow pace, they just enjoy life. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn it over. I know some people have to leave. I just love the fact that you're going to a beautiful river, beautiful country, and you're going to see a lot of history, and you're going to have a fabulous culinary experience too, with wine, port wine especially. It's known for port. In fact, if you want to know the truth, I've never seen a country that the GDP of Portugal is, a little over 3% from wine and cork production. Half of the cork in the world is produced in Portugal. So you're going to learn all about this. But without further ado, let me turn it over to the Tauck representative, Elena Bridlinger. Elena, thank you for joining us tonight, and take it over.
Well, thank you guys for having me and tuning in. It's fun to be here. Tauck has been around for 100 years. Last year we celebrated, or I should say the beginning of this year, our 100-year anniversary. And we really take great pride in our trips, in the experiences we provide and the service we provide. And let's talk a little bit about the Douro. Just so you guys know, we do have a couple of videos. We will send these over because they don't always come through the best virtually. So we'll email them all over to you guys afterwards so you can look at them with the music and see the sound and that sort of thing. But we'll get started. So this is our Iberian capitals, Lisbon, Madrid, and the Douro tour. So it's a 12-day, 11-night trip. We start with 2 nights in Lisbon, 2 nights in Madrid at the end, with our big 7-night cruise in the middle. We can book extra nights. We'll talk about that a bit later, but that is an option if you want to extend in Lisbon or extend in Madrid at the end. So we'll go through the itinerary if I can make it work. Let's see. This is a video that I would love to show you guys of the scenery with the quintas and vineyards that slope along both sides. We're going to email it though. So here's a little bit about what's included. All of your accommodations, all of your shore excursions, there's no excursions to upgrade to, everything is included. You're going to get a chance to visit 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites between the different countries we're visiting. All of your gratuities, that's for guides, wait staff, the Tauck directors, everybody that you come across. There are almost all of your meals. We figured that during your land extensions, you might not want to dine with the other 74 people on tour every single day. So there's a couple of lunches and a couple of dinners that are not included, but otherwise everything is going to be. And I know a lot of river cruise lines say that they're all inclusive, but that really means that they include beer, wine, cocktails during cocktail hour or during meals. We are included all day, every day. So when you get back from tour and you want a glass of wine, everything is there for you. In your rooms, you will have a mini fridge. They do get restocked daily with your sodas and everything that you like. And then we always include airport transfers, even if you're coming in early or staying late, whether you book your air through us or not. And then we have something called lanyards. And Tauck really believes that lanyards are important. These are just surprises that we offer during the tour. Because if you're a planner and you want to know every little thing that happens, we still want to make sure that we're often doing big surprises. So there's quite a few during this tour. I can't talk about them because they're surprises, but know that there are. There's lots that you'll get to see that you don't see on the day-by-day itinerary. And that's on board the ship as well as in port. So on day 1, you're going to land likely sometime in the early morning or early afternoon. You're going to check into the Intercontinental in Lisbon. And then this evening, we have a beautiful private visit and tour and welcome dinner at the Cluse Palace. It was built, I'm going to play a little video with no sound, so you can see it and we can talk about it, with no sound. So,
Spectacular palace.
this is a palace that was built in the 18th century. It's got really beautiful gardens inspired by the French styles. And we are welcome there. We do a private tour. There are no other guests there. And then we'll have a beautiful dinner. And this is just a short video. There's only about 20 seconds more, but you'll get a feel for where we dine and what you can expect kind of on your first arrival day. There's beautiful chandeliers and artwork, and you really have the whole palace to yourselves. It'll be a white glove dinner, and a great opportunity if you wanted to dress up a little bit more than you would normally during the trip. Usually during the days, you're very casual. This would be one of those good opportunities, and there are just a couple where you might want to take a good couples photo and you know, dress up a little bit nicer. So you'll have your check-in day and then you'll have dinner with us. And then on day 2, we're going to explore Lisbon. It's your first real day on the tour. You're going to start with breakfast. This is one of those days where you'll have lunch and dinner independently. You're going to have a choice of tours this day with some afternoon free time to explore. Our first tour is our Discovering Lisbon tour. You're going to walk through the capital city, see some of the landmarks, go into Baixa, which is a downtown area, and the Monument of Discoveries. We always have active tours as well. They're going to move a little bit quicker, and this will kind of give you more of a view from the higher areas of the waterfront. And then there's a great tour to Sintra. Now, many people that visit the Douro really feel like Sintra is a highlight. You know, Mark, you might want to say a thing or two about Sintra.
I got to tell you, I love Lisbon, but one of the highlights in that area is going to Sintra, which is where the kings and queens would go. It was their summer palace home, sitting up on top of a mountain, like you say. And you can see the Atlantic Ocean on one side and the river that comes up into Lisbon on the other. And it's just breathtakingly beautiful.
I would recommend that as a highlight. So that might be one of the ones you want to choose, but you'll have the choice of all 3. And then you'll have your afternoon free time and an evening on your own. Now, day 3 is kind of a full day. We're going to drive to Coimbra in the morning, and this is Portugal's medieval capital for more than a century. We have a walking tour along the tiered cobbled lanes of the hilltop city, and you actually get to visit the university, which was founded in 1537. They still have students that wear caps and robes. It kind of invokes images of Harry Potter and Hogwarts. So it's a really fun stop. And then we're going to continue on to Porto, which is where the ship is going to be docked on the Douro River. You're going to have breakfast and dinner this day. Lunch will be independent. And these are just kind of a picture of Porto, a picture of the university, and then where the river will be kind of starting to sail. And then we're going to pause for a moment on our itinerary and just talk a little bit about this ship. This is a brand new ship that we're adding to the Douro River. It'll come out early 2027, so you guys will be some of the first guests, not the first. That way, you know, the kinks are worked out, but you'll be some of the first guests on board. And it's a beautiful ship. There are 2 restaurants. We have our main restaurant, the Compass Rose, and then we have our Arthur's restaurant, named after our owner, Arthur Tauck, the original founder. And that will have kind of a bistro experience. And then in Arthur's during dinner, you're going to have a traditional Portuguese menu to choose from. And this is just going to give you an idea. The middle picture is on the sun deck. That's one of the pools. And then this is a category 5 room, and that's our 300 square feet suite. And you can see the big, beautiful windows and French balcony. There are 43 crew members on board the ship, in addition to our 3 Tauck directors. So considering you can only fit about 76 people, the odds of staff to guest ratio are really great. They're all local Portuguese, for the most part, employees, and they really have great service. Now, here's a few other pictures of the ship. This is one of the common areas in the corner, another of the sun deck. And then I've included a few pictures of the categories 3 and 4 rooms. Categories 3s are located on the Ruby deck, that's the middle deck. Category 4s are on the Diamond deck, the top deck. They're 225 square feet. They have a big French balcony as well, and a nice big bathroom with the walk-in showers for you to look at. And there's a little artist picture so you can see kind of what the balconies or the windows look like since they're closed, unfortunately, in the pictures. And then back to our itinerary, we have day 4, and we're going to be in Porto. You can choose from 3 tours today. We have Porto by River, Land, and Air, which includes a Rebelo boat, a coach, and a cable car tour of Porto and Villanova de Gaia. We have a walking tour of Porto and Gaia. It's active, it's going to climb hills and stairs, but give you amazing views covering kind of the historic center of Porto. And then the third option is our Porto and Villanova de Gaia by foot and coach, focusing on the city's history with the port wine industry. That tour concludes at a port wine cellar for a tour and tasting. And beginning now, you have all meals included all day, every day, as well as tapas and snacks and everything you can want through.
Hey, Alina,
Yeah,
how can we do all 3 of those that day?
there's just not enough time. I wish, and that's why people come back year after year. You know, it's just such a beautiful destination, and there's a lot to see and do. You will have a little bit of free time to maybe stop in and do a tasting if you were to pick a hike, for example. It's very walkable, so especially in that historic area, but there's just not enough time to do everything, unfortunately. Now, day 3, we're visiting Guimarães, and we are going to have another choice of excursions. You can go to the vineyards in the Vinho Verde region. We usually will visit a local quinta, which is just another word for a winery and a vineyard. This region is very famous for its green wine. It's only produced in this one area of Portugal. And during this tour, you'll get to learn about it. You'll have lunch. The other option is to visit the Aruca Geopark. Now, this is a very active tour. It's a strenuous hike, but you get to visit the largest pedestrian suspension bridge in the entire world. It's about a 2-hour hike. The bridge is 50 stories high, so I would not recommend it for people that are a little hesitant when it comes to heights. This would not be the tour for you. I would drink a bunch of green wine instead and have a really nice lunch at a beautiful winery. But it is a fantastic geological park and definitely worth looking at if you'd like to stretch those muscles a little bit and get some exercise. Of course, there's more free time built in throughout the day, so you can explore locally on your own as well. But those are our big tour choices that day. Now, day 6, we have another day, choice of tours. You can visit the Douro River Museum, which is a very famous museum. And like Mark mentioned, I believe at the beginning, the Douro has really had its moment the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, where it has gone from an unknown destination to really one of the most popular rivers in Europe and the world. So it's definitely something great to see. We'll also have another vineyard tour and do some cocktail making at a local quinta using local ports and wines. So that's kind of fun. But the big highlight of this day is a really special dinner that we're going to offer off ship. You're going to dine at the DOC. It's de Gostar Usar Comunicar, which translates, and I apologize for my Portuguese, it's brutal, but it translates to taste, dare, communicate. And you'll savor gourmet cuisine by a Portuguese Michelin star chef, Rui Paula, and it will be a beautiful Douro wine-paired meal, multi-course dinner. And this restaurant has beautiful tables overlooking the river. It's beautiful scenery, and it will really be a stunning dinner. This is another opportunity if you wanted to rewear that nicer outfit. This would be a great chance to do so. And then we'll sail a little bit to Folgoça and continue on to our journey for day 7. So on day 7, we visit picturesque Pinhal. You'll have a choice of excursions, including a walk in the downtown area, which is really nestled in the heart of port wine country. We'll have a visit to its historic tile-covered train station. And if you've done any research at all about the Douro in Portugal, they have these beautiful blue and white Zulaho tiles that are handmade and absolutely stunning. And this train station has a great chance to view them. We'll also offer a more vigorous hike through the area's lush sloping terrace vineyards with big views of the town and the river. And this picture that shows the ship and the town, as you can see, it's very walkable, very small. And this is a type of scenery you're going to see pretty much every day on both sides of the river. You know, you'll get lots of beautiful winery and sceneries, and then you'll have these small, very walkable, approachable towns. Now, on day 8, we're in Puccino. We visit the Koa Valley and the Koa Museum. This is an open-air archaeological site with human art that was made 20,000 years ago. The building itself is a little bit, I don't know how to describe that. Gruff, but the art inside is fantastic as well as outside. And then there'll be a secondary tour. We haven't quite worked out all the fine details. It won't be a hike, but there will be a tour of Koa as well as an option to choose from that day. And then in the evening, we're going to have a really special dinner. Once during every river cruise, we offer our chef's signature dinner. Now, every night they make all sorts of things. You'll have your menu, whether that be lobster and steak, but this is a night for the chef to really show off what they can do. The wait staff dresses up a little bit nicer. It's typically a 6-7 course meal, so it'll go a little bit longer than some of your other dinners will, but it really is a highlight. It's absolutely beautiful, and I do have a short little video here that we will plug up just so you can kind of see what it looks like, what the guests wear during this dinner. This isn't quite as fancy. This isn't, you know, one that you may need your sport coat or anything like that for. But it really is a special meal, and the staff is just so warm and friendly that they really enjoy this one. This is a highlight for not just the guests, but the crew as well, to really let the chef shine. And so it's just a couple seconds longer, but you can kind of get an idea. Think fancy foams. Absolutely, the waiters are coming by. The Kolsch all open at the same exact time. I was on a river cruise a few months ago, and my dessert, they brought out this smoking gun and put this huge ball of a beautiful smelling smoke over my dinner, bigger than that, and it exploded. It was just very fun and impressive with amazing food. Amazing food. Now, day 9, next day, and we're starting to get closer to the end now, which is kind of sad, but day 9, we're going to have some options. We're nearing the border of Spain and Portugal. You're going to have the choice of a walking tour, which is a little historic town known for the land of iron. They also do a big cork production. There's an active hike, and then another visit to a quinta, a local vineyard, and they'll do presentations and tastings. It's a very secluded wine estate, and this is a great example of what they look like overlooking the river. And then in the afternoon, we're going to sail a little bit to head to Vegatron, Spain. So you're going to say goodbye to Portugal and hello to Spain. And the sun deck will have lots of great options for you to take in the scenery, lots of great lounge chairs and fun places to kind of relax and have a glass of port or wine to really enjoy the destination and where you are as it kind of winds its way through the country. Now, day 10, we say goodbye to our home on the ship. We're going to disembark and drive to Madrid. On the way, we're going to stop and explore a very famous town called Salamanca. We do a guided walking tour of the heart of this ancient city, visit the elegant Plaza Mayor with its 12th century Romanesque cathedral. This is another town that has a very old university. It's one of the oldest in the world. It's been around for 800 years, and we're going to visit there. And then in the afternoon, you're going to check into your hotel, have a free afternoon and evening to explore the beautiful city, and then explore the palace, which is located, it's another UNESCO heritage site located in the Landscape of Light district. The hotel itself is right there It's easily walkable within all the most prestigious museums and galleries. It's part of the renowned Triangle of Art, so it's got a great walkability. You don't have to take Ubers or anything like that. And then this picture on the right is of the hotel lobby. They have a huge, beautiful stained glass dome, and it's a wonderful place to kind of sit and take in the scenery and people watch as well. And then in day 11, we're in Madrid. So we're going to have choice of excursions. We have an orientation walk or a orientation tour on a motor coach. Both tours are going to include a Prado Museum visit in the afternoon. You're going to visit the 18th century Royal Palace, which is the official residence of the Spanish royal family. In name only, they don't always reside there. Sometimes they do. But it's a guided visit. There's over 2,000 rooms in this bejeweled palace. So it's gilded floor to ceiling with fine fabrics, mosaics, crystal chandeliers. And then we'll visit the Museo del Prado, which is one of the world's premier art museums with over 4,000 masterpieces. In the evening, we're going to have our farewell reception and dinner and kind of, unfortunately, say goodbye to everybody. So day 12 is our final checkout day. You're probably going to fly out early in the morning. Those are kind of when the flights go back to the States, unless you add any extra nights, in which case you get 1 or 2 more days to explore and see more of Madrid, because 2 days is really a great start, but you can always spend more time. And then we'll provide our transfers and get you guys all back home and talking about where we want to go next. And
Elena, great preview, and thanks so much. That's well, personally, I'm super excited already. Even though
just wait till you see all the surprises, Tuck, that I can't even talk about.
I'm already got consternation though. There's like 4 different days where I don't know which one to pick, which excursion. Maybe 2 things either Elena or Cruise Holidays could comment on. One would be, I think many people might be interested in extending their stay either before or after. And Lynette, I know you probably don't have all the details or maybe final pricing or whatever, but could you comment on what that might look like for the group before or after?
Lynette, before you let me interject if I can. Boy, this is such a beautiful area and there's so much history. Let's talk Lisbon first in case you wanted to come in and do a pre-night package. There, gosh, there's so much history around there. Within a 1-day trip, especially if there's anybody in the group that's Catholic, Fatima is a place a lot of people want to go. Fabulous place. The Pope's been there. It's been blessed. They have pilgrimages there. It's unbelievable. There's also 30 minutes from Fatima. And again, this is just 45 miles, 50 miles, so an hour and a half outside of Lisbon. There's a city called Tomar. Tomar had one of the Knights Templar headquarters in that area. Just breathtaking, spectacular. I'm into history and I just love that area. So if you wanted to come in an extra day or 2 to Lisbon, you would enjoy it. Your biggest decision will be in Madrid, how much longer you want to spend time in Spain. We've done this with groups a lot, and there's a lot of people that'll stay an extra night or 2 in Madrid and go to Toledo. Toledo is a spectacular medieval city that used to be the capital of Spain, and it's only, I think, 33 miles from Madrid. Many people also want to go down to Barcelona, and there's high-speed trains, or you fly or you could drive down to Barcelona if you wanted to do that. And there's just so much to see in that area, in that whole country. Right now, as I said earlier, Portugal and Spain are so incredibly popular, and they're everything is great. The culinary, the lifestyle, the value of our dollar, even though it's euros over there. It's in spring, so where you guys are going, so it's before the big mass crowds get there in May, June, July, and August, September. So I think the time you're going is really good, but we can work with you and customize whatever kind of pre or post packages you guys want. And Tuck, I don't know if that answers your question, but there's a million different things we could do for you there.
Yeah, Mark, that was a good answer, definitely. And maybe what Lynette and I will work on a little bit further. It might be helpful to get some email responses from folks attending the webinar here, but we'll work on either just simply extending hotel rooms where we are starting at, either in Lisbon or Madrid.
We do
but I
book
think it
extra
might,
nights. We
yeah,
can,
yeah.
that way you don't have to change rooms just for a day or two. You can stay in the same room, in the same category. We don't quite have the 27 prices, but they should be out in the next couple of months, hopefully.
Yeah, that helps, Elena. And maybe the other thing we might do, Lynette, would be, I guess, tagging on to Mark's comment about staying in Madrid an extra day or two. If someone wanted to go to Tovar, maybe we do like a group excursion and we find out, who wants to participate. Then we can decide, are there 10 people or 20 people going on something like that?
Exactly. We can set up a private excursion for you.
Yeah. And Elena, I think you answered probably one of the questions some folks had, which is a brand new ship is exciting. Some people might say, I want to be the first ones on it. Quite frankly, I think we're in the best position of not being the first ones in case it isn't ready the very first week or there's some
I
bugs.
can assure you the ship's going to be ready, but I find that even if it's a ship that's been around for a handful of years, the very first sailing, the crew's still getting familiar to having guests on board and figuring it all out. So I really love the time that you guys have picked. Not only is the
Well,
weather beautiful and you've skipped the crowds of May, but the staff is going to be really wonderful as well.
No, you've made a wise decision to wait for a few weeks after it comes out, Tuck. I'm with you on that.
well, and the good news is, if there are any glitches, Tim Jenrich is a mechanic, so we can send him here at any minute.
And I always have my
Engine room.
tools.
Yeah, yeah. Elena, one question I'll throw out, because we've traveled with several people in this. Actually, we've traveled with everybody in this group. We have a fun group and a group that meshes really well together. No one in the group is stuffy or snobby, but one of the questions that has come up a couple times, and we don't know how Tauck works with the dining and the wines that are there for dinner, but wondering what the optionality is for upgrading wines on a particular night if someone wants something special, or how that works, or what that looks and feels like with your particular cruise.
So we will have lots of wines to choose from every day. If you find a wine on the menu one night that you absolutely love, you can have it at every meal or any meal. Our house champagne is VU. So there's no wines to buy or upgrade to. Everything's going to be included all the time, although we also don't have a corkage fee. So if you're at a local quinta or a local vineyard tasting room and you find something you love, bring it on board. We're happy to open it and share it. And one thing we didn't cover is we'll have the nights are very lively. There's lots of local entertainment that comes on board during the river cruise. So there can be dance parties and all sorts of fun happening with guitarists and all sorts of different types of musicians. But nothing's going to cost. There's no upgraded beverages to purchase. It's just whatever you want any given time of day.
Great. Thank you for that. Make sure, please do not warn the people coming on to dance that they've got a crazy group they're going to walk right into.
No, it's good. You guys are fun. I think everyone will enjoy it. And then as far as reserving tables, we certainly can. We can also do one night if you want to have a designated night where you're all in Arthur's together. From my experience, it's always hard to pick which night because you want to look at the menus each day and you don't want to miss, lobster one night when, and have Arthur's. So I'd say generally we can arrange it in advance, but it might be something you want to do on board too, just depending. But we can arrange some tables together. Ideally, we'll all make friends with the other handful of guests on tour since there won't be too many, and you'll make fast friends with everybody. I like to dine with different people every time, but I usually go as a solo traveler. So,
Yeah. That's a good topic that maybe Elena, you and Lynette and I might do a little brainstorming on. On previous trips, we have enjoyed having at least one, call it chef's night or special night, with our group, because we are going to have a larger group here, and it's fun for all those people to be able to spend time together, and maybe even a second night. But as you pointed out, we definitely don't want to pick that for a specific night where there's something special going on otherwise.
Right. we'll chat about it. Maybe we'll put together a cocktail hour or something fun one afternoon, you know, when it's sailing time or something.
That's a great idea. Yeah, for sure. And I'm trying to cover some questions I think most people would have, but I don't want to preclude anyone who's on the Zoom here. Please raise your hand and throw something out if you have another question.
Hey, Tuck, can I just interject a second too? Let's tell this group that we will have another webinar at the document time when documents come in from Tauck, and we can go over all the things like what the weather's like, what kind of clothing to bring and wear, all of these things, or we can talk about now, whichever you'd like to do. But we will have another meeting together with your permission to talk about the details when we get a little closer to that time.
Yeah, that would be great. And I think you guys are going to make this particular webinar available for those who missed it, right?
Yeah. And
Good.
And Tuck, there will be, I would guess there usually is, there's other people that will want to join your group when, if they get a hold of you or us, Lynette, what we'll do if the category of stateroom you want is not available, we should literally just waitlist it for you. Elena will do that for us. And on any cruise, ocean or river, there's always about a 2% cancellation rate. With this being approximately 14, 15 months out, there will be cancellations. So we will, there'll be a good chance that something will become available. So let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'll cover that one. Lynette, correct me if I say anything wrong here, but we've taken everyone's requests on the room or location or special preferences, and in most cases or a lot of cases, we've already been able to accommodate those requests. In several cases, we've also had to I'll call it wait list, but we had already booked, kind of pre-booked, not just the number of rooms, but the category 5 and 4s. Well, 5, 4, and some 3s. We do not have anyone in our group in category 2, which is one level down and a little bit smaller, I believe. But everyone in our group is in at least category 3. There's only 2 rooms that are category 4, and we've already taken those up. And if anyone cancels or blinks sideways in the category 5s that were booked before us, we've already got that on the wait list between Lynette and Elena. So we will be able to accommodate some people. On the last cruise, the Mekong, we were able to move or upgrade, I think, almost everybody that had requested something different. So a little bit of patience. And also my observation of the, I'll say the category 3 rooms, they're 225 square feet, which is like 25 or 30 square feet larger than some of the upgraded suites that we've been in on European river cruises. So I would not stress over that at all. These rooms, the regular rooms, are, I think, as nice as some of the upgrades on other ships.
I agree totally. And Tuck, the other thing a lot of people will have questions about, and again, personally, I think it should wait till the document party time, but we can talk about it if you want. But having done this itinerary 3 times, I can help you understand the unique differences between the tours. And, when there's something like a quinta that's, brought up, a lot of people have no idea what a quinta is. And so we can explain all that, and we can recommend the tours, at least on what they specialize in based on what everybody's individual interest is.
Very good. Who else has questions? Someone's got something.
We still looking for other couples to go?
That's a good question, Diana. I kind of prefaced at the beginning, we had set up, we were thinking we might have 15 or 20 or 25 people coming, call that 12 rooms. Lynette helped me secure 15 rooms, and there is only possibly like one other category 3 room available currently. That doesn't mean that someone couldn't join and then be on a wait list and just know that they might be starting at a category 2 room.
Okay.
So our goal wasn't necessarily originally to, have them, get as many people as possibly we can. We definitely don't save more money by having 40 versus 30 people. And we're also trying not to preclude anyone's personal interests on how you want to travel or include others in family or friends. I would say if you have an interest on that, maybe shoot Lynette and myself an email. Just let us know what you're thinking about. We, based upon the fact that not everyone, we originally extended this invite to those that had traveled on one of the other 3 river cruises, kind of giving the opportunity for those to book first. And given that didn't fill up immediately, we've added a couple extra folks that either were booked previously and had to cancel, or that were friends that have that shown a high interest. So we've done that a couple times already, and that's how we got to the 15 rooms or 30 people so far. So if you've got other interest on that, shoot us some information and let us know what your interest is.
Okay.
Yeah, which,
Yeah.
by the way, you guys have 40% of the ship already, and we're
I know.
15 months out.
Yeah, I quite frankly, Mark, you and Lynette would know better, but we were not shocked, but definitely pleasantly surprised that so many people were so excited, because this, I think it's not only a unique opportunity in a great part of the world, but this type of travel has become so popular. It's not a 1 year out deal anymore. We're 15 months out, and we had to move quickly, which is, you guys all responded really well, but we had to move quickly to lock this down. Otherwise it wouldn't have happened like this. So that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of the river cruise lines that don't even take groups anymore. It's because it's so popular.
Yeah.
Well, Elena, thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
Oh,
My pleasure.
Thanks, Elena. Appreciate it. We'll be in communication. Maybe Elena, you and Lynette and I can figure out the group dinner or cocktail hour type thing.
I would love that.
Thanks much.
And
Thank you,
I
Elena.
will tell you
Guys.
this, the one thing I love about Tauck is they always deliver more than they tell you you're going to get. And that's one of the things that we know that we're excited that you're going to experience.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
then Lynette, you'll just send out to us what you need from us if you don't have it yet,
Right, yeah,
based on
so,
the list Tuck gave you? Okay,
exactly.
perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, Susan, you don't have to bring Jeff. I mean, you might bring someone else.
You know, he's
I'm the
snowmobiling
only
in
one here.
Jackson Hole today. We'll see if he going for 4 days. We'll see if he survives. Last time he went, he came back pretty beat up. So
Well,
he's
we'll look
got
forward
some
to
time to
seeing you both.
recover for this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excited to have you join.
Oh.
We are too, very excited. I'm glad it's a
Yeah.
long time away. We have time to plan.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Super excited.
I was going to look up this stat here. Let's see. Of the 15 rooms or 30 guests we already have coming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the 15 rooms are folks that were on the Mekong River. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
Fun group.
that's right. We didn't drive each other nuts too much last time.
No,
It was a
It was
good
great.
fit. It's a great
yeah,
group. Yeah.
it's great.
And so we're excited to have another collision of best friends.
That'd be great. I look forward to it.
It's a
Yes.
great way to
Very
travel.
excited.
Great way to travel. You're going to love Portugal. You're going to love that part of Spain you're into, and you're going to learn a lot about a lot of things. And you're going to have a chance, by the way, you'll have a chance to buy some great wine. And I love the fact that Tauck does not charge you a corkage fee in case you want to bring something special on and share it at dinner or whatever.
Yeah, that's fun. Not always are there more than one excursion options. So to have 2 or 3 and then to be a bit conflicted on which one you want to do, that's a good sign.
Well, and don't forget there's likely to be some bike things thrown in if you like to ride bikes. I mean, there's going to be more that you're just not seeing as well. So
Excellent.
Yeah, and by the way,
Good.
at the document party time, I'll help you because you guys saw the terrain in Portugal and different than a lot of the rivers of the world. That there's a lot of it's steep on both sides. So if you're going to do a hike or if you're going to do a bike trip, beware that better have your legs in shape or hope that Tauck has e-bikes for you.
Good walking shoes. You're gonna
Yeah.
need some good walking shoes.
I want somebody to do that pedestrian bridge there. I haven't had the guts to do that.
I would do it. It looks incredible. I mean, whoo, scary.
Well,
Yeah, that was
Lynette,
definitely, that was a day I wanted to do both things. Mark, Lynette, and Elena, thanks so much for your time and organization. Look forward to next steps. And if anyone else has needs or questions, please feel free to reach out by email.
well, Lynette,
Thank you
we're
for
the only
having
ones
me.
that don't have wine, so I think we should go get some wine.
Yeah, drink up.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Lynette.
Cheers. Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
Todd,
appreciate
thank you
you.
very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate your business.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks.